can Marshawn Lynch deliver for his hometown? Hailing from Oakland makes you part of an exclusive family. There's an unbreakable bond when you're from the town, a toughness built from overcoming the odds. Who could possibly embody that better than Marshawn Lynch? He's as unique a character as exists in sports today. Though he's built a brand around avoiding the media, he casually cursed on live television the 2 times he's spoken in recent months. Still, he manages to do it in a way that merely forces even the squeaky clean Derek Carr to shake his head and laugh. "Ah, it's been so fun," said the Raiders Pro Bowl quarterback. "We have such a great time. We like to talk trash to each other. I do it in my way. He does it in his. But we have a great time just getting to know each other." There's always been a magnetic force between Lynch and Oakland. His NFL journey started in Buffalo and continued in Seattle, but flights back to Oakland for off days were common. Retirement, which he announced with that classic, simple tweet during Super Bowl 50 of a pair of cleats hung up over an electrical wire, offered him the chance to rest his body and plan new adventures. He rode a camel in Egypt, built homes in Haiti and hung out with a cow football team in Australia, even strapping on the pads for a practice. But folks close to him weren't convinced retired life was going to agree with him for too long. "When he retired, I knew he was going to get bored," said Delton Edwards, Lynch's coach at Oakland Tech High. "I think he did it because he was just losing the love for the game. But I think signing with the Raiders brought it back." Few are surprised that Lynch, now 31, is back in Oakland to put a bookend on his career. "It's something that's been talked about, even when he was playing with the Seahawks," said DeAndre Campbell, a fellow Oakland Tech product who spent the past 2 years on the 49ers practice squad. "Hypothetically, what if Marshawn goes back to Oakland? What is it going to be like? And honestly, I really don't know what it's going to be like because Raiders fans are already super electric, so just having a person from the hometown, I think, is going to raise that level even more." The support for Lynch in silver and black has already been huge. His No. 24 quickly became one of the league's top-selling jerseys and they were on full display in the crowd when training camp opened in Napa. Fans were even approaching Lynch's mother Delisa, affectionately known as Mama Lynch, to request autographs and pictures in the Napa Valley Marriott lobby, and she graciously obliged. Lynch made no secrets about his reasons for returning to the field. "It's always been something to being from Oakland," Lynch said, "that you want to play at home and have the opportunity." Knowing that they were leaving and a lot of the kids here probably won't have the opportunity to see most of their idols growing up, being in their hometown no more. "With me being from here and continuing to be here, it gives them an opportunity that they get to see somebody that actually did it from where they're from and for the team that they probably idolize." Kirk Morrison knows the feeling. Oakland born and raised, Morrison starred at Bishop O'Dowd High before the Raiders drafted him in the 3rd round in 2005. He played 5 years with the Raiders, which offered him the chance to stay close to his family and his alma mater. He was a regular at O'Dowd Friday night or Saturday afternoon games. Lynch spoke with Morrison to ask him what to expect. "I told him he's going to be overwhelmed with emotion," Morrison said, "and if he ever needs anything, just look in them stands, because everybody's going to be there rooting and cheering for him. He's got the town on his back." Fellow Oakland native BIP Roberts remembers it, too. A 12-year big league veteran, the current studio analyst for NBC Sports California played his final season in 1998 with the A's alongside Rickey Henderson, his childhood idol. Henderson, like Lynch an Oakland Tech product, was one of the reasons Roberts was a big leaguer. "Having a guy from your neighborhood make it and be right there in front of you was inspirational. When Rickey burst on the scene, it was just another indication to all of us baseball players, and there were a plethora of us around at that time, that thought, wow, Rickey's there. We can do it too," said Roberts, who went to Skyline High. "Rickey was what we all dreamed of being someday." Marcus Peters wishes he could have had his own Rickey Henderson. He grew up during a lull for star athletes coming out of Oakland. There was Morrison and Langston Walker, 2 O'Dowd products who played for the Raiders, but the connection's a little bit deeper with guys from the public Oakland Athletic League schools like Tech, Clemens and Skyline. Lynch broke into the NFL as Peters was starting high school at Clemens. His influence back home could be felt those 2,300 or so miles from Buffalo, but to have someone like Lynch playing for the Raiders, that would have been dope, said Peters. now a Kansas City Chiefs star cornerback. We ain't got too many people who we can say are from Oakland for these kids to really look up to, at least who come back and give back like we all do. For Sean to finish off this last little stretch of his career here at home. That's dope, but why does it mean so much? What makes Oakland so special that there's this constant tug to be around him? It's town business, man, said Josh Johnson, a quarterback for the New York Giants who played with Lynch at Tech. When it's flowing through your bones, man, it's just something different. We've just got our own way of life, but it's a very special way of life. It's a very unique way of life, and now that we're getting older, we're just trying to make it more about putting that stuff toward positivity. Roberts has his own explanation. We don't walk around with entourages. We don't need all that, he said. When you're not out there flashing and you're not putting it in people's faces and you're not developing that haterade towards you because what you have and who you are, people have a tendency to accept you as being normal. And that's what we are, born and raised in Oakland. We weren't born with silver spoons in our mouth and we don't act like it. Lynch's presence has lifted spirits for a franchise going through a rough transition as it prepares to move to Las Vegas. Right now he's giving the city a lift. He's giving us hope, Edwards, his high school coach, said. The biggest question is how much he has left to offer on the field after a year away. He was plagued by injuries before he retired. Did the year off make him healthy and refreshed, or prone to seeing his body fail him again? Related articles. Raiders fall 17-13 to Seattle in exhibition finale. Marshawn Lynch's sweet, loving mama moment shared by Raiders. 6 ways the Raiders season could go off the rails in 2017. What we learned from Raiders preseason game versus Rams. Raiders training camp, 10 winners, 10 losers. Even if the signs throughout training camp have been positive, that won't be answered until the regular season. Edwards doesn't need convincing. I don't think he's lost nothing, he said. I think it gave his body a chance to rest and recoup, and now, he's practicing like when he first came in the league. I seen him work out and he's looking great to me. I don't think he's lost a step. That would be good news for the Raiders and bad news for the rest of the AFC West. But Peters, who, along with NBA star Damian Lillard, is destined to take over Lynch's hometown reins, exemplified what it means to be from Oakland. The toughness, confidence and edge. When asked about what it'll be like for Lynch to get to play this year at the Coliseum, it's going to feel good for him, Peters said. It's going to be a good feeling. It's going to be a good feeling for Oakland. But when we come here, we're going to beat the dog-s out of him. He quickly cracked a wry smile. Talking trash is part of the game, but it's all love when you're from the town.